What's up, Africa? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, it's the conversation with Femi, and of course, I have the one and only Ibi Fubara in the building. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for having me.
Smile now. So first of all, are you related to Similari Fubara?
I am not. I am just a citizen, and he's just, the governor. So
Maybe they will give you special assistant to the governor on entertainment.
I'm not interested in politics.
Why?
Yeah, it's just not my thing. I like being just like a person that's able to stand up for, the people when need be. And I think getting into politics was sort of like.
Don't you think there are like offices that would help you do that when you get into politics? Don't you think like getting into a political space is
Nigeria is a different space, so it's not always black and white like that. It's not
absolutely okay. So tell me, are you shocked that you're outside the house?
A little bit, right? But now knowing why I'm outside is like I'm more disappointed.
Why?
Right?
Why do you think? Why? What did you see?
Okay, so it's more like one, I saw I wasn't getting enough screen time, so I have to narrate almost like my time in the house rather than people seeing. I mean, some people have said, oh yeah, they noticed that it was almost like in bits and pieces they were gathering my story, right? And sometimes someone will say something in the house and they'll be like, when did that even happen?
Yeah.
For instance, there was an issue and somebody was narrating that I saw you guys, I did this, and they're like, when did that one happen? Because we didn't see it. Do you understand? So it's a little bit disappointing that even in times where I felt like I was showing myself, it wasn't necessarily translating in reality. But who knows? These things happen, and it's something you sign up for, and you don't know what happens. But also, there was an issue on my social media that I feel like could have solved a lot or could have just helped out a bit. Okay. And but I'm making the best out of what I've got, and I believe that things will turn around. What
issue did happen in the house that we did not see?
What issue? I think a few things, like in terms of I don't want to call names, but
you can call names. Fine, they're your housemates, right?
Yeah. No, I think one issue was the issue with someone that I've just been talking about, which is the Brad Morgan issue, where a lot of people were just saying that, like, okay, how did I just come to scatter their sheep or something like that?
Well, you scattering. That was Bright Morgan and Midday.
Yeah, and I'm like, not really. I'm working
Saturday night party.
Yeah, no, but before then there was just like so much, because I think if you listen to our conversation, she was saying that I've been seeing you guys, and I know what I saw, and it was like she's not wrong, because it's. Why was she beating on my name? Meanwhile, this person is a flirt in the house. Do you understand?
Okay.
So
even Bright is a flirt in the house.
Yeah.
Apart from you and Midday, who was flirted with?
No, I think they'll tell their story. But it's better they talk about it. It's not something that people take seriously in the house.
Okay.
It's just what it is, But it's not the first time we're talking or having any altercations. It's just whatever. But now everybody's just hammering on that one occasion, and I'm like, I've been talking to this person for a bit, and that's why this person's partner or in the house is mad, right? She's not crazy.
Did you have a face-off with Midday at any point? Did you have a face-off with Midday?
No, I absolutely think Midday is a lovely person. We do not have any problems, and even when all of these came up, she asserted from our side that she had no problem with me, and I asserted from my side that I have no problem with her, and being honest. We actually have, like, in the house, we're friends in the house, maybe we weren't as close, but, we talked a bit and we're okay.
Absolutely. So, you got out of the show on Sunday and you felt you were shocked at what happened, right? What was the first thing that came to your mind when your name was announced?
Honestly, I was quite numb in a way that it was like, what do you mean I'm out and I'm just unfolding? Do you understand? Because the first week was a little bit dull for me, and some people that could even see me could see that it was off. But I changed things intentionally for my second week to be better, and it was better. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But sometimes in this show you have to start from the beginning, But I believe that if things were different outside in terms of social media and in terms of just how I was portrayed, people would have seen me more, because now I'm talking in interviews and people are like, oh, wow, like this babe, like why wasn't she shown more? Like what wasn't? And it's just a little heartbreaking, because I'm like, that's the reason why I went into the show, right? To be there.
Absolutely.
So it's the shock didn't just come from me; it also came from the housemates.
Okay.
Because they are the ones.
Oh, they were all shocked.
Yeah, they were. So, and they're the ones interacting with me, so they know, and they were the ones that reassuring me that it's impossible. Like, we've been talking, like, all of us, we know the people are at the center of whatever gist or whatever conversations, and it's impossible that we would go. We were just reassuring ourselves. So when my name was called, it was just like, whoa, what is happening? But I think that it helped them realize that the game was real, and you could be playing a game, but outside something else is happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
I think that for the few times that we saw you, there was this dynamic you had with, you had moments with Sultana. You guys had like it was like a coven. Or, we used to call it like the Midnight Witches.
Yeah.
So what was that about? Because a lot of the time you were not like every time in that mix, but for the times you guys were in the mix, you felt like, I understand that you guys will always talk about each other. There's no TV, no phone, and all of that. What was it that's about the three of you? Yourself, Gigi, right?
Yeah, Gigi.
Who was the other person there apart from Sultana?
Doris.
Yeah. Yes. What was it about the three of you? What were you guys always talking about every night? Was it like there was a call time for the conversation?
We actually called
because there was no time for you to know. Yeah, so.
But there was Sabrina too. So we had a couple of people, right? Otega, Coin. So those were the main people, and Rude Boy at some point. Where we would come together, and so it's almost like the house is now quiet, so we could collect our thoughts on what was going on in the house, because one way or another, one of us were inside the matter. So if you actually listen to our conversation, you understand that we're not just talking about random people. One way or another, we were intertwined into one thing or another, and it was again, like you said, we have no TV, we have no phones. We are our entertainment. So if you hear something, you bring it to the coven and we dissect and say, oh, maybe that's why they were acting this way, and then there was a thing where we couldn't sleep. I think that's the part that we necessarily didn't know. Maybe we didn't say it as much, but we couldn't sleep.
Okay.
For a long time in the house.
Right.
So a lot of people, there were times where the alarm would meet us there, talking. It was just change of environment for a lot of people, especially that first week. We'd be in the garden, you walk again to the kitchen, all of us would just be moving. And, it was just a way to sort of like keep us afloat during that time. Because if you can't sleep, what else are you doing? Some people were eating, but we were talking, and, that's how that little, we call ourselves the Midnight Group in the coven started. Right?
Okay, so when you got into the house, you had this thing with Otega, and you've spoken about Bright. Who would you have chosen first between the two of them? Who would you have gone for?
That's an interesting question. Personally, if Otega and I are just friends, just to put it out there, right? We're just friends. But it's a thing where if it wasn't a friendly situation, I would choose Otega, because I think he has the characteristics of somebody that I would settle with.
He seems to be more mature.
Yes. I think the first time I even mentioned that, I was attracted to these two people, like, not that I want to pursue anything. It's not a like thing. It's just attraction. It was even to Sabrina first.
But you know that he also likes Sabrina, right?
He had a thing with Sabrina at some point.
Did you find out outside the house?
Did I? No. No, he talked to me about it.
Okay.
She talked to me about it. But they ended things like quite early. It was a thing where both of us were talking. No, I said to Big Soso first, then to Sabrina. I think Sabrina, the conversation with Sabrina was just about who he was, and she affirmed what I had, because I was like, yeah, it's the kind of person that is manly and takes care of things and will take care of you. That's the thing. And he showed that to her and me in the house. So it was a very So that was what it was, right? It was just he took charge and he was caring.
Bright wasn't that at any point?
Right? Mm-hmm. No, the whatever went on with that situation had nothing to do with, it wasn't deep.
Okay.
That's the best way to put it. It wasn't deep at all.
Okay. So, you were the therapist in the house. I feel like people, that when he's choosing people, he makes sure there's a medical person, there's a chef, there's a barber, there's somebody who, so that you people can live together and all of that. So tell me about it. At what point did he begin to just, I think I need to listen to these people?
The beginning, first week, but it wasn't a thing of. I think it started with Sabrina.
Yeah.
Apart from the regular friends, but it's the main. When everybody's there calling session, started with Sabrina.
Yeah.
When I think I gave her honey at one of these our competitions, and she came to me and was just like, "Thank you for seeing me."
Okay.
But she didn't understand or did not necessarily know that someone could see her beyond who she was in the house, and we had a very deep conversation, and that's when sort of the housemates watched that, and even viewers watched that, and they're like, oh yeah, this girl knows, her stuff. And I think, the house, you don't do one thing and it stops there. Someone hears about the thing you're doing and you go from there. So, she told somebody, someone told somebody, and they're like, oh yeah, you should talk to her. This is how she made me feel. And it was just a thing that grew and I enjoyed it. I didn't necessarily use all the things that I use in real life all the time.
I get it.
But it was something I liked to do, and it's something that I'm very happy the housemates appreciated.
Looking back right now, what's that one thing you'd have done differently?
I would have been more independent, and I think I would have uncovered like a lot faster in week 1 instead of 2.
Were you dependent on anybody at any point?
No, not okay. I think when people hear that, they believe I'm dependent. But I mean, like in terms of the friendships and the open thing you mentioned,
right.
But there was a lot of. It's easier to navigate that house with friends, right? But your game might be better if you're alone as a standalone person.
Okay.
So I think that a standalone person, every time I was a standalone person in the house, I shone.
Okay.
Like, do you understand? So there was like a lot of shine. So I think that if I had started that earlier on in the game, because I came in with a lot of ginger, there was.
You actually did.
Yeah. So it was just a thing where I came on. I'm like, I'm surprised. What do you mean you didn't say? Because like I know it's carried on. I know sometimes it was a little bit calm, but it's carried on in week 2 a lot. So I wish I sort of unraveled faster or kept the energy. That's the best way that I had on stage when I got, or the energy even when I got into the house, and was the party as I was supposed to. I was oftentimes.
Okay, so 2 more questions. 2 of your friends were dealt with today.
Friends.
Yeah, and then you have Bright and you have Sultana.
Yeah.
Bright was given a double strike. Sultana was banned from alcohol. What are your thoughts? What do you think?
I think they're fair consequences. Because actions should come with consequences.
Absolutely.
They do in real life. So on Big Brother's house, it's just a micro. It's real life, but it's tiny. It's just it's experiment of what real life looks like. So I think it is fair judgment on both of them, especially because of what was done. Like even if what Sultana did was unintentional, it's still.
You're saying peeing in somebody's bag was unintentional?
She was drunk.
Absolutely, but you look at it from a point of. You have an issue with this person. Yeah. This is Diddy. You chose out of 28 other bags. Out of 28 other boxes.
Let me tell you, Diddy's box was right in front of my corner. That's why I knew.
So why didn't you pee in yours?
My box, everybody had packed. We're supposed to be packing to go home. Okay. So, but Diddy's box was open and laying there, like unlike.
Was it in front of the toilet?
Yes, the toilet was closed.
It was closed, but was the box in the toilet?
No, well, it was closed. So it was like, it looks like it's intentional because of the back and forth with Dede. However, from what I saw, especially because of how out of sorts she was when, I found her there, I believe it was unintentional. So, but it has consequences in a way that you shouldn't drink to the point where you do not know where the toilet is anymore, or you cannot ask for help to where it was. But as for Bright Morgan, again, the same thing, consequences of actions. Yeah. And I really hope that he's calm. Okay. Moving forward, but not too calm that he doesn't play the game. Okay. And I wish both of them all the best, that they don't get in more trouble and this doesn't also affect their game and make them mute.
Will you pursue things with Otega when it comes out of the show?
Honestly, for now, no. I like that we're friends.
Okay.
Right? So it depends on whatever, happens then. Do you understand? Like I do not have feelings for Otega. I just like him as a friend. But he'll come out and we'll continue our friendship. Whatever happens. I never say never to anything. So whatever happens. Yeah.
It was really nice talking to you. I know you say you have a podcast coming up.
Yeah.
What's that gonna be about?
Yeah, so as I was saying, I like talking to people, like people saw in the house. Yeah. I like having conversations beyond even therapy sessions, just conversations. So it'll be about conversations, helping people through their everyday issues.
Okay.
And having guests on that also talk about, how they've navigated every day and sort of be like an agony aunt to a lot of Nigerians, like moving forward. So, but it's going to be chill, nothing too medical or nothing too serious, just to chill, like how.
Because anytime we hear you work in a psychiatric hospital.
I have in the past.
Okay, Yaba left.
Yes. So I have in the past.
Okay.
But it's not like that anymore. I'm chill. I have my practice. But I'm not going to be full on there anymore. I'm going to hire somebody. And
are you going to go into entertainment?
Yes, to a very large extent. Just which was why I was a little disappointed about the following the social media thing, because a big part of it was to launchpad. My entry into being a content person and influencing and all of that.
Right.
But I still believe that it's not too late.
Absolutely.
And I can push until that's a reality.
It was nice talking to you. So tell them your handle so everybody can go follow. Right.
Hi guys, this is Ibi Fubara, and my handle on every social media platform is the slice of IB cake. Apart from YouTube, which is Ibifubara. So YouTube is Ibifubara. Every other social media is the slice of IB cake.
The slice, THE.
Yes. SLICEOFIBCAKE.
Yes. Okay.
But you can just type Ibifubara and I will definitely
pop up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it on my channel. Thank you so much, everybody who's stayed glued to this channel. Hit the subscribe button, comment, let me know your thoughts on this conversation. And of course, in the course of the year, we're definitely going to bring Ibifubara back on the show. Until next time, give me a high five. That's bye.
Yeah.